Ćao svima ljudi i dobrodošli u serijal Biznis Lab na moj kanal Jovan Mađunarov. Mi se već dugo poznajemo, ja sam snimio više od 76 videa na moj kanal. Uskoro tek sam pokrenuo serijal Biznis Lab koji mi je cilj da vam dam više vrednosti, više ideje, više edukaciju i na taj način da ostvarite vaše ciljeve. To je to što sam ja tražio kad sam bio 19-20 godina, kad sam hteo da nešto pokrenem. I večeras imamo specijalni gost, to je Tobijas. To je moj prijatelj koji smo se upoznali 2022. godina, slučajno smo se upoznali na Instagramu, onda sam ja sljedeće godine bio u Norveškoj u Oslo, trebalo je da popijemo kafu, da uradimo neki dobar networking, tada se bavio sa network marketing, to što ja radim već više od 5 godina, trenutno radi nešto sasvim drugo, radi online, također snima za YouTube i sam pomislio da je fenomenalan fit da svako od vas dobije neke nove ideje, nova edukacija, da mi damo više vrednosti kako naravno bi vi imali neka bolja ideja da pokrenete nešto ili da uradite nešto za sebe. Ukoliko imate ideje na koji način mogu da poboljšam moj kanal, da dodam neke videe, da izbacim neke stvari, znam da nisam još profesionalac, ali idem ka tome, trudim se, tako da za svaka ideja sam otvoren, a mislim da je sada vreme da se bacimo na posao. Uživajte u nova epizoda na Biznis Lab. Tobias, hello,
Yo,
good evening.
good evening.
Nice to have you here. Welcome to Business Lab, to third episode of Business Lab. So I already did some introduction about you, but I will leave the word to you. So can you tell us about your background, where you're coming from? I already told them that we met each other in 2022, I guess, on Instagram. And then we start chatting, and then we need to uh, make a live meeting like in Oslo when I was in Oslo, but you didn't make it because you were too far away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so now we are doing this, so I will leave like words to you. So tell us something about your background, where you're coming from, what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's cool. Like these, everyone understands that the internet will connect a lot of people, but they don't really understand the power of it in business. It's very cool. Because now we have known each other for years and yet to meet each other, but it's still cool to connect. And then it's my pleasure to be on the podcast and the show as well. So yeah, a little bit about my background. I started very young. Like I started going door to door selling newspaper here in Norway, where I'm from. And then I understood that you can go and make more money on like one day than you can do doing the tasks at home. Because here in Norway, like when you're a kid, you usually get like €5 per week, something like that, to do the dishes, do the laundry, and do stuff in the house. I never was like very great at it, but I did some of it. And then I realized that if I did the door-to-door thing with the newspaper, I got like €5 from the same all day every single Saturday. So I realized that if I walk for 10 minutes, I make just as much money as if I work for a week at home, right? So I got kind of the perception of time very young. And then I got into affiliate marketing when I was 16,
Mhm.
got into proper sales when I was 18, and then network marketing. First time introduction by the word network marketing when I was 17, but then reintroduced and went all in when I was 19. And then I did that full time for 3 years, built like a massive network, very happy with both the people, relations, the company, everything. And then that just branched up into different things. It opened tons of networks, and today I'm still in the trading space, co-owner of a broker, doing a lot of side quests, a lot of fun stuff, but then also tunnel vision on one thing.
Okay, perfect. Very nice, very nice. So you have like different background of mine, very different. I started with like websites and building websites for other companies, SMMA, the most popular
Yeah.
thing on the internet right now. So how I don't know, like you're right now 23, 24?
Yes.
Yeah,
23.
23. Okay, so uh, can you tell us, like, to all the people who are following you right now, like, why is mindset so important for success?
I think one thing that a lot of people don't really talk about is that you can lose all your business, you can lose all your money, you can even lose your friendships and relations if you do the wrong things, but you're always going to have what's in your head until you're essentially not able to, right? So the only thing that you really have to bear with is always yourself. And a book that you read, as long as you actually study it and you actually try to learn something, you can never forget everything. You will forget most likely 90% of it, but the core principles, or if you learn about some philosophy, it will be a part of you as a human being, right? So I believe the mindset is almost everything because it's also the only thing that can't be taken away from you, even though how hard someone tries. So you can lose everything, but then the mindset is still there, so you can build it back up again. So I think it's just in everything, every situation, every single time you greet a new person, the first impression is based on your mindset. Because if you don't know how to act, it will ruin the first impression and then reputation over time, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, I agree. So, what was, let's say, can you tell me like when you start to work on your mindset, you start with books or with audios or videos or what kind of training? Because we're human beings, we have like our mind is working as the way we were taught when we were kids, you know, the Bob Proctor says the paradigm and everything else. So
Yeah.
in which way you started to train your mind for success?
So it's very like random, like because when I entered network marketing when I was 17, I got like my first ever video sent to me, and of course that was from Jim Rohn. So I
Oh,
watched like the 2 hour training where Jim Rohn, like it's all over TikTok, all over Instagram today, is the famous quote where he says that you have to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. It's a 2.5 hour video where that video is inside, and I got that sent when I was 17. And I remember I actually took my notebook. I actually still have my notebook here in the office, the exact one. I made myself some popcorn and I actually laid in bed and watched the 2 hour video all in one because I was like, okay, this is probably going to be boring. I see an old man on my TV for the first time ever. It's not even animations, it's no graphics. It's just like a recorded seminar of an old guy, right? But I realized if I trick myself into getting the popcorn, I do my notebook and I actually lay down and just watch it because why not? I just forced myself into it. So I'm really thankful for that video. I think anyone can find it if you just Google Jim Rohn, one of their first seminars, and then in general, yeah, you will get there essentially if you watch after the 2 hours videos.
yeah, I cannot I remember the video, but the title can you give us the title? Like it was like you need to learn or you will die, something like that was the title, or it was different video.
That can make sense. I don't know
The
the
exact
exact
title.
video or the
Okay,
exact
never mind.
seminar.
I will find it and I can post to the people here in the description.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
I think you already said that, but let's do it again. Like, how can someone develop a strong and positive mindset? Because nowadays it's very difficult for people to stay positive because there are a lot of negative situations around them, and they are only focusing on the things they don't want to happen. And when you're focused on things you don't want to happen, life is giving you that things, right? So,
Yeah.
how can someone develop a strong and let's say positive mindset?
I think step number one is always to realize that it's actually a thing, and you have to take our word for it or everyone else that you listen to. Because if you think like as you say, like let's refer to like the simplest term ever. If you watch your bills or if you have bills to pay, right, and you think about the bills all the time, more bills will come. A lot of people they think, okay, make a little bit sense, but they don't understand how harmful it can actually be. Because I have been in those kind of spirals before, where let's say you're a little bit afraid of money. It sounds very stupid to be afraid of money, but let's say you kind of push it away because like more money brings like you have to do all the other company things, and it's a lot of situations that you can put yourself in where you actually disconnect from the goal or you push it away from you. And you have to realize if you think about the positive things, more of that have to come. Is just how things work. So I think number one is definitely to understand a little bit on how it works. You don't have to believe in all of it. I'm not spiritual. I'm not even religious, but you have to understand a little bit of what you think of becomes more of, because that's just a fact. And I think everyone understands it on some sort of level. And then they start to really think more long term. They understand that as long as I don't quit on myself, I can't technically fail. And then they just work towards the long term goal instead of thinking like, okay, this week I'm going to master everything, and then they get disappointed because you're not going to master everything. So I think to do step by step and think the long term, I think that's a very good start.
Yeah, sure, for sure, for sure. Very nice tips. So I was before I messaged you about the podcast and the thing we're doing right now. I was thinking about what is the most important thing for people to hear out, because we are living in era of digitalization, 2025, 2024, 2023 as well. I think that the Corona do a lot of great things as well. A lot of businesses who were not digitalized, they become digitalized and they're selling like crazy nowadays. So both of us know the importance of content, right? So
Yeah,
we don't share content, and if we, as Jim Rohn said, if you don't share value to the marketplace will give nothing to you, right? So you need to
yeah.
share. So, can you tell me like what do you think about content nowadays, and what makes like good content stand out?
I think more people just need to be themselves. Like I am a little bit in the same trap where kind of like you see something cool, you see an editing style, you see something a little bit
Mhm.
nice, and then you try to replicate it instead of doing your own way. Because I think like if the world is moving in one direction, I think if you move in the other complete direction and you just do it long enough, when the world starts moving back to where you have already been going, you're so far ahead, right? And I'm not like a content professional or anything like that. Like I have my now probably 5 years into social media. I have a TikTok with 100,000 followers, but it's not really in the business niche, right? So I kind of know how to get attention span of people. Other than that, like the hook and the beginning have to be a little bit cool. Other than that, it's really about being yourself, because even though maybe you get a little bit less views, not speaking with like the rapid YouTube voice, like such as like when you speed up your voice and you start to be more excited, of course more people view it, but maybe like the right people just think it's very fake, and then you don't get the customers. So if it's a business perspective and not just to go viral, I think definitely to be yourself and to decide how you want to stand out on social media is like number one, because I think more people needs to be themselves.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. And it's kind of difficult when you turn on the camera and you start talking and you make some mistakes, but if you repeat that every single day, of course it will be much better, and you can make some good content as well. So
Yeah.
the most I think like the most difficult thing nowadays is to stay consistent, right? Either if we're talking about gym, or if we're talking about, I don't know, football or anything else, or business, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
And I think the second difficult thing is focus, because a lot of people are not focused nowadays, right? You go out to the coffee shop, you're drinking coffee with your friend, he's on the phone, you're on the phone, you're not talking it. Why you go to coffee, right? So let's talk about a little bit of let's talk about consistency. So how can beginners, let's say, stay consistent with content creation? For example, let's say some kid who is watching us right now is 18, 19, 25. He wants to start to bring up some good content on the internet. So how he can stay consistent in the beginning? You have any tips for that?
Yeah, so for me, like I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Like right now, probably Zoom is downgrading the quality just a little bit, but I care a little bit about the lighting. I care a little bit extra about the camera.
Well,
You see it on my social media as well. But I realized that quality content is not really about the quality of the camera. It's about the quality of the storytelling.
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And I think the second a lot of people start to understand that, yes, they can spend time planning because at the end of the day, if you plan your content better, it's easier to edit. You save time in post-production, like after recording and everything. So I think it's worth planning. But I think like sometimes I personally take myself in, today I don't feel like a good hair day, or today I don't really want to record. I don't feel like dressing up, or I don't want to sit in front of the camera, and then I don't do it, right? Or today, like my batteries ran out of the light, so I don't do it because now I don't have the right light. But sometimes, like if you just use that as a part of the story and you do it a little bit more spontaneous, some of those videos will go viral as well, right? And another thing is to realize that a lot of people chase the one viral video, but they don't understand like the second they go a little bit viral, the people that sees that video, they will go over to all the other videos, right?
Yeah.
So the thing you have to understand and keep motivating you is that all your work are for nothing unless you actually have a lot of content already on your page. If I now create a YouTube channel and my first video goes viral, the person that just watched it wants to watch more and he doesn't have anything to watch. So essentially he will just go and watch someone else,
Of
right?
course.
So you have to keep their attention on your page, which means that you're not going to only chase the one video, you're going to build a portfolio of videos. And then when you finally go viral, it will spill over to all the other pieces of content as well. So I think that was a big motivation factor for me because technically it's no point of going viral once if you don't have good content for them to watch.
Of course, and if you don't go viral with the second, with the first, second, third, fourth, five, fifth video, you can go with, I don't know, number 10 or maybe number 15, right? So
Yeah,
you don't need to, because when I started on my YouTube channel, the first video has like 13 views, the second has 30, and you don't see subscribers. So now I'm nothing, like maybe 400, but we're still growing, right? And I'm trying to be consistent. So we have like three topics to cover right now. The first one is, I think, very important because you're coming from I will say at the moment rich country. You know, we have like big salaries and everything else. I'm coming from a country, you know, the Balkans, Macedonia, Serbia as well. You know that even if you have a degree and if you go to school and you do all the things, you will end up with 500 euros a month. And it's
yeah,
kind of difficult to live a life here with 500 euros if you want to be, I don't know, something else, right? So I think like the network marketing topic for me is very good because you already know you can start with nothing and go somewhere and earn a lot, right?
yeah.
So what do you think about network marketing? I don't have like a specific question for you, so we can go into details, but I wanna hear like what do you think about it, and then we will go on different topic.
Yeah, I say that to anyone. Like, network marketing is probably like the best springboard into business that you can ever find. It's probably the best entry point. It's probably the best school that you can ever go. Because, like, technically, like, let's say you do a marketing degree, you do 3 years in school, you get debt, of course. Like most countries, they're not free in education. Like here in Norway, it's cheap, but still you get in big debt, you know? So it's like you have 3 years of theory, for example, in marketing, and then you are in debt. But in network marketing, like I can promise you, if you go 3 years deep into network marketing, if you're in minus after 3 years, you just don't have a mentor, or maybe you did something completely wrong. Like if you really try, you're not going to be in minus after 3 full years, right? And it was a low entry barrier, like anyone can start. So it's like, and you have the 3 years in actually practical in the field, talking to people, marketing, if you do social media, if you do one-to-one, and it's so many ways of doing it. But that can both be negative and positive because like since it's so many ways to succeed in it, you also like start somewhere and then you jump to this thing and then you jump to that thing. Even though you are in one company, you start with social media, you believe in it, you post 100 TikToks. Ah, I didn't get like more than 2 sales. I'm not happy. I go to one. And then I go, you always choose different strategies, right? So I think to stick with someone, like if you are inspired by someone that's on social media doing network marketing and you want to do the same, then copy them. If you follow someone that are doing webinars or seminars and you want to do the same, then you copy them. So I think it's a very, very good entry level model
Mm-hmm.
and amazing scalable model, right? And then you can always branch out, such as I did, for example, where you understand that, okay, now you have people, amazing people around you, you have seen different things. Now you know how to kind of connect the dots in between, like you're the middleman. I think it's an amazing, amazing industry.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I would say one more thing, like what are the biggest mistakes that people are making in network marketing? What do you think?
I think a lot of people they try to reinvent the wheel. I think like of course like people can agree and disagree,
Yeah,
but technically if you would get either the book or the podcast, which is free from Eric Worre, like GoPro,
yeah,
and you would tell yourself that you're not allowed to consume anything else. Or if I would tell you check out Fraser Brooks on YouTube, you're not allowed to watch anyone else. Or go to Rob Sperry, you're not allowed to watch anyone else. I think genuinely, if you decide on one of the 5 people that you recommend them, and they stick with one of them, maybe two, like combine two if you want to, and you let them. But other than that, I think like with as low information as possible, you tend to do more because you believe in that more. And then the more you expand, like it's the same in sales as well. And it's a very interesting concept. If you start with sales, same as in network marketing, you usually get a couple of sales and you get excited. I made like $2,000 my first day in network marketing, right? You
yeah,
get super excited and then you only tell people about what you're excited about. You sell the excitement. And then when you realize that you start to learn more, it actually starts to die out, and then you do less sales because now you're starting to sell people. Now you know the ins and outs of the back office, you know the product, you know the platforms, and then you try to sell all the different things instead of focusing on the excitement in the first place. Like a good network marketing business is based on people selling a business, right? And of course to customers as well. But to really get the duplication effect, if a person sells a business to a guy wanting to build a business, you only sell the excitement and then you can build on the platform and anything. But usually I didn't even show the platform. I didn't show too much before they were already in. And then you build from there.
yeah. Very, very good, very good. So when I was 18, I thought that by the time I was 25, I will have mansions, all the stuff, the
Yeah.
butlers, the chefs, everything else. But right now I'm 25, and I think the biggest mistake young people are making is when they think that by the time they were 26, 25, 23, they need to figure it out everything, right? They will make millions, and yeah, there are a lot of people who are 18, 19, 20 who are making millions of dollars. But if you're not there, you just need to relax, enjoy your age, right? And just learn. Because if
Yeah.
you don't learn, you will never grow. So, can you tell me like your opinion, like why should someone start a business or invest at 18, for example? What do you think?
I think I think like a lot of people come to me like they just turned 18, they realize that you have to be 18 to invest and everything. And they come to me and like, hey, I have $50. Hey, I have $300. Hey, I have $1,000. Where do I put it? What do I do with it? Right?
Mhm.
And for me, like since I'm in the financial sector, like we are doing a lot of trading automation, like invest here, invest there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think that if they ask me, I can just magically make the money, right? But first of all, that's not how it works. Of course, it's better odds of actually being with someone than to just Google what is the best Forex broker or how to make money online. You'll most likely get scammed. So it's much better to join someone like yourself than to just go on the internet and try it out for yourself. But the thing is that they have to realize that they can't be too attached to the money if they actually want to learn to invest. Because if you have $100 and it's the only $100 that you have, and you think that if you lose it, it's the biggest crisis, you would go and cry to sleep, then you shouldn't invest $100 in the first place, right? You
Of
should either just lock them into whatever, like bank account, and then you should do a business from scratch, from zero, and then you can actually build something that you're not as attached to, and you start to create cash flow. Or you try to detach from the money and you try and you fail. Because if you have $100, you invest it, you lose it all, it's a very cheap investment into the knowledge of what you did wrong. Because let's say you have $100, you blow it away, you understand, okay, you have to analyze, how did I lose it? Okay, now I'm not doing that again. You have a $50, you have $100, you do it again, you lose it in another way, now you know how to not lose it again. So essentially, I wouldn't be too attached to the money, but then I would also combine it with actually creating some sort of cash flow. I think if you're only an investor, investor is the late game. Investor, you have to be when you're growing up, right? If I would now just sit on my crypto investments and just sit on my trading algorithms and everything like that, it would be a cash flow, but it wouldn't be as comfortable as all the businesses. And the businesses fuels the investments as well, right?
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. So, what is the, let's say, first step for an 18-year-old who wants to succeed?
In trading, in business, in life,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, everything. So, like,
the thing.
what is the, I don't know. Let's say not anything, but I don't know. Because this channel is business oriented, motivation oriented, and
Yeah, yeah.
so let's say in business, because we're talking about network marketing, investments, crypto, and everything else. So, what is the first step for an 18-year-old who wants to succeed?
I think you should definitely find one thing. Like, if you ask yourself one question and you sit down and you just like, you write it down and you ask yourself, if you would think about five, six, seven people around you, like friends, family, whatever, and you would ask them if they would say one positive thing about you, what would that one thing be? Right? Is it charisma? Is it speaking skills? Is it that you're very smart? Is it that you're very likable? Just like write it down and realize that those things are most likely what you're really good at, right? If I would ask my friend group or people or family like 3, 4 years ago, they would probably say like he's very like he loves to not really convince people, but to lead sales conversations. He loves to beat everyone. He loves to really win, right? He's a winner, like winning mentality, right? So if you realize that you have an edge and you actually use that edge instead of starting from scratch, and then you try to become better at the things that you're already very good at, right? And for some people, it can be very hard. If you're 18, you're just starting out, you don't feel confident at all, you don't know what you're good in. Just find something that interests you a little bit more than everything else. You have to be curious because if you're not curious, you're never going to make it. Because I have so many nights where I just like don't sleep and I just like attach to the screens, like I'm sitting and working in the background here.
Yeah.
Like I'm so attached some days to the screens, which means that if I didn't have the interest to watch and learn, I probably wouldn't make it, right? So it's not super important being insanely passionate, but
Yeah.
at least if you're a little bit good at something, you should do something within that.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good advice, and I hope it will help them a lot. So, because you're right now involved in investments, can I say crypto as well, right? It's not only the
Yeah,
right. So,
everyone should touch it. So yeah.
yeah, of course, of course, of course. So, is crypto a good investment for beginners? What do you think about that?
I think like to really start to make some sort of a portfolio. Like I remember like if you just like make an account and you just put $10 in there, if it goes down $1, you have lost 10%. If it goes up $1, you have won 10%, and you understand like the percentage game, right? It's interesting. I wouldn't say like you should do this or should do that. But
Yeah,
of course, if you have $100, you should probably not just like put it in Bitcoin and just hope to be rich because that's not physically possible because of market cap and stuff. If they just haven't heard about it, just Google market cap and you can learn like the number one thing.
Mhm.
But other than that, if you start to follow a couple of Twitter accounts, you start to follow the right people, you understand why they're writing what they're writing, and then you follow a couple of people that's like a little bit smaller that actually can write what they think and not just Elon Musk because he's not legally allowed to write about what he actually
Yeah.
means. I
Mhm.
think that can be a very good start. Just create your account, deposit $10, symbolic start, and then you're there.
Okay, perfect. And okay, you already said to me what should someone know before buying their first crypto. That was my second question. Okay, so you have right now a good portfolio. You're buying crypto, you're investing, or you're waiting for Bitcoin to go up. So you have any, I don't know, any stuff to say about that? Any words?
Yeah, so I think it's many ways to do it right now for the people that actually sits with money. Like now that we're going into some sort of bull run that some people will definitely call it, it's going to be interesting with not just only altcoins, but actually the coins that's not even launched yet. So we have a couple of projects where we enter projects that's not even live yet,
Yeah.
but we have confirmed that they example-wise go on Binance, right? So you
Mhm.
have like 100% guarantee that they actually go on, for example, KuCoin, Binance, Crypto.com, but no one knows about it yet. And then we invest, then the hedge funds, then the next round, and then it goes on chain, right? Or goes on the platforms. And I think that's a very good potential because then you have the potential of 5, 10, 30, 50x. But if you invest already when it's on Binance, then you're already a little bit behind, of course. The earlier, the better.
Perfect, perfect. So, the last thing, I'm talking a lot about goal setting, manifesting, stuff like that, because I'm learning about it a lot. I'm reading books and it's happening, when you have a dream, when you set a goal, and when you set an objective and you have chief aims and stuff like that. So, is that important for you? Do you set goals daily,
Yeah.
monthly, yearly? Do you have
I
any?
try to reflect a little bit
Mhm.
every single day. Like I have a book with my bed, and I just like every single night I just write a little bit like what was the progress today? What was I actually happy with? Was it something that I need to change like immediately for tomorrow? Not nothing crazy at all. Like if you do something that's like very crazy, like you keep a book there, you force yourself to write in it for like 10 minutes or
Yeah.
something that's like out of your league currently, you're
Yeah.
just not going to do it. You're just going to delete the habit. Like you have probably heard like if you do a habit for 5 seconds or 1 minute, just as a beginning, like if you go to the gym just to stay there for 1 minute is better than nothing because you create like the habit. If you have read Atomic Habits, it's like very interesting principle. You can't really set the bar too high because you're not going to do it. I have quit on myself many times on things that I just realized, like, why did I set the bar so high? Like, if you have like, oh, you have to structure every single day this and that. But if you work with intention every single day, I think that's the most important. I try to complete like a couple of books a month right now,
Mhm.
but I study them. I don't just read them. So it's not like one book per week because then you force yourself to like stress through it, right? So you can't really force yourself to too much too early, but you have to intentionally do something every day.
Yeah. As I see of now, Tobias, I think that we should do another episode maybe later because I'm seeing that we have a lot of topics to discuss about. Right now, we just took some basics because I thought that it's very important for the people who are following me to take something of it and use it in their life and in their business and so on. So I'm very thankful for you because you find time to be with me right now, and so thank you a lot. And I hope that finally we'll drink coffee in Oslo because I'm planning to come soon again because I love Norway, to be honest with you. I love the
Yeah,
people.
awesome.
Yeah, I love the country. It's good. It's very green, you know. So I hope that we'll see each other very soon. And thank you. very much for being here with me. And can you suggest to people one book they should read after this episode?
Yeah. So for everyone that have never read a book in their life, like I'm going to be super boring. You just have to start with Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's like almost the blueprint. You just
Mm.
have to get through it. For the other people that have read a couple of books and you actually think like, I don't really find the book that I really want to read, you should go and search for who, not how. It's a very, very good book. It's a yellow cover.
Mhm.
It's so amazing. Like it just completely changed how I look at partnerships, business ships. It's just the best book that I've found so far based on like the 50 books that I've read.
Perfect, perfect.
It's
So,
super good. And
so
also let's do some comments under this
of course.
on this episode or send you questions and then we'll do it in part two.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, I already said to them in the introduction because I need to do that on Serbian language. I already told
Yeah,
them if
awesome.
you have any suggestions and if they want to see something different and questions and topics and everything else, they should post something in the comments or they should message me so we can make a better episode. So
Yeah,
I will send to you. We have like a new platform from traveling. I will send to you some vouchers so you can use because I see that you're traveling a lot. And
awesome.
yeah, thank you again for being here. And I hope we'll see each other very soon in real life, right? For the first time.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so
Okay.
much for having me and thanks for watching. I'll see you
Thank
in
you.
the next one.
Bye bye.